Great way to start our week. First, Dr. Rosie Milligan. Now we get to talk with a meditation instructor, a sound healer, specialist in life coaching, sound baths, and yoga, among many other things. Saharah Ali. It's time for Mindful Monday. Good morning.
Good morning, Dominique, and good morning, KBLA family. Welcome to Mindful Monday, where we get our minds right for the week by setting positive intentions, honoring our mind and body through meditation, prayer, and affirmation as we step unapologetically into our week, being on purpose with our faith, truth, wisdom, and power. Today, I'd like to unpack this week's full flower moon in Scorpio, today encouraging assessment of what no longer serves our values and goals. It's inviting us to find stability, staying emotionally grounded, honoring our highest good, and know that all full moons are portholes enhanced by universal laws, urging reflection, truth, and revelation, aiding us to transform archaic beliefs, yielding clarity to manifest wholeness, nourishing our souls and desires. Today's full Scorpion moon calls forward pure emotional management with clarity to stop agonizing over being disempowered in the name of love, family, friends, or fear. This lunar cycle supports us with embracing new possibilities of magic and change. We gain progress through self-love, moving forward towards evolution, restoring faith in our power to actualize true wholeness and happiness. This full moon calls to action is to be present, to be in present time, taking proactive steps based on truth and self-reliance, building new foundations. It's urging us to trust our inner guidance, unfolding solutions organically, and opening to infinite possibilities, expanding all things in our life. So today, going forward with our mindful meditation, let's relax. Let's lean into being unapologetic in regards to nurturing our minds, our bodies, our spirits, and our souls. Take a breath and open yourself to deepening your roots, trusting infinite possibilities. So close your eyes and take a big breath. Hold in that breath. And as you exhale, center your thoughts and focus on relaxation. And just breathe. And as you breathe, let go. Let go feeling undisturbed. Let go and allow yourself to get comfortable. Uncross your legs, uncross your arms, and just surrender to your breath and your body. And breathing freely, letting go, connecting to the world behind your eyes for clarity and truth. Just breathe and sit with that. Opening to the world behind your eyes for clarity and truth. Now take a slow, deep breath. Hold it. And as you exhale, say, I allow myself to relax. I allow myself to relax, opening to divine guidance. And now just breathe. And as you breathe, think to yourself, say to yourself, I let go, trusting the divine to unfold my highest good here and now. I allow myself to let go and allow the divine to unfold my highest good here and now. And now just focus on your breath as it flows in and out of your body. As the breath flows, allow yourself to achieve clarity and relaxation. Breathing, releasing all resistance and expectations, and being right here, right now, connected to your breath, embracing our Mindful Monday meditation. Allow yourself to relax, embrace the divinity within yourself, and honoring the love of self, and relax, releasing emotional opposition to anything you are trying to manifest in your life right here, right now. Relax and just breathe. And as you breathe, slowly nourish your soul, nourish your mind, your body, and your spirit, deepening your roots, trusting infinite possibilities. Breathe, relax, let go. Lean into your relaxation. Lean into the clarity that your spirit has received. And now take a big breath. And as you slowly exhale, begin to bring your awareness back to present time, open and ready to trust divine right action, supported by our Mindful Monday affirmation. Breathe and let go and relax, and bring your awareness back to present time, open and ready to trust divine right action, supported by our Mindful Monday affirmation. Now taking the biggest breath you've had all morning, and hold that breath. And as you exhale, keep your eyes closed and listen with love and compassion to our Mindful Monday affirmation for the week. Today, I restore my faith, celebrating self-love, open to new possibilities, manifesting with ease. Today, I restore my faith, celebrating self-love, open to new possibilities, manifesting with ease. Sit with that. Open yourself to restoring your faith, celebrating self-love, and open to new possibilities, manifesting with ease. Take a breath, feel yourself centered and grounded, bringing your awareness back, and promising yourself to connect to your wholeness and allow new possibilities to open. Thank you, Dominique, Tavis Smiley, Miles, and the 1580 KBLA family. Wishing you a mindful, blessed week, celebrating self-love, open to new possibilities, manifesting with ease. May the energy of this Mindful Monday meditation stay with you, lighting your path and lifting your spirit as we boldly step unapologetically into our week.
Mm-hmm. And when you talk about being present, Saharah Ali, what does that mean to be present? We hear it a lot. It's almost synonymous with mindfulness, being mindful, being present. What does that mean?
Well, being present is mindfulness is connecting and being aware of. Being present is integrating your mind, your body, your spirit, and vigilant about everything that's around you, to not miss the beat, to not ignore what is being said to you, to be aware of everything going on and allowing yourself to participate in it with a mindful set of peace and harmony, and being in the room, in the building, in your body, in the space, to allow yourself to be a whole person, to integrate what it is that you're doing.
Yeah.
Sometimes we mindlessly work. Sometimes we are not present. Like you'll be on the phone, but you'll be somewhere else, or you drive, you're somewhere else. So be in present time so that you can hear and see the wisdom within you, and to connect to that wholeness, and to allow your mindfulness to benefit not only just your emotions, but your physical.
I mean, it's literally being where you are in this moment, right? When we worry, we go to the future. When we worry, we go to the past or the future, obsessing over what happened or what might happen. And when I find myself being not present, that you're right. You drive somewhere you didn't mean to go, or what did I just eat that whole bag of whatever it was, just stuffing stuff in my mouth, and might not be even what I was trying to do at that moment.
And I think being in present time allows you to have discernment. It allows you to assess a situation and decide whether this really works for you or doesn't work for you. What does it cost me to engage in this? And so, being in present time, it keeps you from giving your power away. Like we will step into a room and we will see somebody and we will forget about our intention and go along with their program. It's so important for us to be in present time and be vigilant, especially with a full moon, but also just in general. Where are we going? Who are we willing to be? What are we allowing or inviting in our lives that is incongruent to the happiness, the wholeness, or the plan that we have for ourselves?
Yeah. Well, thank you for getting us lined up in alignment, ready to be present. I mean, on this beautiful Monday morning, it's something that helps with being present, right? Is meditation, a little affirmation, a little getting in, seeing what's happening on the astrological horizon. Scorpio full moon, you guys. Let's get ready to rumble. Saharah Ali, thank you so much. You got a sound bath coming up?
Saturday. Actually having a sound bath Saturday at Yoga House, 6 to 7:30. Please be on time and please bring your mat.
And so that means 5:45. That's what be on time means.
Right, and come and sit in the lobby, have some tea, socialize, bring your friends, and just come and be recalibrated because we are going into a major shift. You know, Mercury's going into Taurus tomorrow, and Mercury in Taurus is about our values and the energy now. The full moon, the sun is in Taurus, the moon's in Scorpio, it's in opposition. So come and get recalibrated, realign yourself with your truth, your purpose, so that you can stand in your values, which is the sun, and Taurus is about your values, and Scorpio is about how are you willing to commit to understanding the depth of what it is you value and how are you living it. So come get recalibrated. It's at Yoga House. It's on State and Fair Oaks in Pasadena off Aurora Parkway, right off of the 110. You just get off and come right down the street, find parking, bring your mat, and please be on time.
All right. If you want to get a consultation, maybe some life coaching or any kind of a sound healing reading, you can call Elise, that's Saharah's assistant, at 213-628-9783, 213-628-9783. Saharah Ali, thank you so much.
Thank you, Dominique and the KBLA family. Have a blessed week.
We shall, and you as well. And now is the great time to call me, taking your phone calls at 800-920-1580, 800-920-1580, unapologetically outspoken, unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
You really about to do it?
40 acres and a mule. This is bigger than the music.
You really about to do it?
Yeah, they tried to rig the game, but you can't fake influence.
Who among us doesn't like black music? But Kendrick is right. This moment is so much bigger than music. These are serious times. We've got serious problems, and we need serious people who understand that slogans are not solutions. When you want substantial and sober analysis about things that matter to you and the ones you love, this is where you turn. We're KBLA Talk 1580. And we've got your black.
Time is up. The IRS is in full collection mode for 2025, issuing liens, levies, and garnishments to anyone who has a past tax debt or unfiled tax returns. Don't wait till it's too late. Your paycheck and bank accounts are at risk of being seized. Call now and stop the collection process today. If you're living check to check, no matter how much you're making, you still may qualify for the Fresh Start programs offered by the IRS to reduce or even eliminate your tax debt. It's just a 5-minute call to get your options, and it's free. If you owe back taxes, have years of unfiled tax returns, under audit, have a wage or bank levy, or finally just want to sleep better, business or personal, call the experts at Republic Tax Relief while there's still time. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, and tough. This veteran-owned company has the fight you need to take on the IRS. Don't go at it alone. The call is free. Call their hotline number now, 800-259-4546. That's 800-259-4546. Find out if you qualify today. Call 800-259-4546 or go to republictaxrelief.com.
The Comedy Connection series featuring KBLA's Zoe Williams, the voice of reason, and the alpha male of comedy, Ray Grady. We're going to transform relationship disasters into stand-up material live at Inglewood's Miracle Theater on May 31st at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. My clinical team will disclose all of your dating woes, while the alpha male of comedy, Ray Grady, has hand-selected supremely talented comedians to roast all of our tragic relationship choices. I dare you to bring your ex's phone number because Ray, he's going to text it live and the crowd will be sourcing emojis. Tickets are moving swiftly, so don't hesitate to grab yours at themiracleinglewood.com before I diagnose your dating history as a pre-existing condition.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DiPrima on First Things First.
Okay, to be clear, my brother Ras Baraka, mayor of Newark, New Jersey, is an American citizen, born and raised. We are African American, American Black, whatever you want to call it. He's the mayor of the city of Newark. The facility that he was going to visit is not on federal property. It is a privately owned jail, which is subject to the rules and regulations of the city of Newark, of which he is the elected leader. A repeatedly elected and very popular leader, I might add. Okay? These are facts. This is not my opinion. I can tell you he's my brother. He's a great leader. I love him. He's the best thing that's ever happened to Newark. I can say all that. That's opinion. Everything I stated prior, that's fact. If you are a private business operating in any city in this country, you have to meet the permitting and regulatory rules of that municipality. That is how it works. Okay? That's how it works. Donald Trump. That's how it works. Kristi Noem. That's how it works. And Congress is tasked with overseeing ICE facilities, prisons. And so members of Congress go to visit a facility, which my brother, the mayor, has been protesting and visiting because they are not in compliance with city rules. And apparently, there are all kinds of human rights violations possibly happening at this facility. ICE agents say, will you please leave, go outside of these gates? The mayor, a.k.a. my brother, Ras Baraka, walks out, and they decide to arrest him anyway. Now they want to say he pulled a stunt. You guys are the ones that decided to arrest him. So how is it a stunt? You could have left it alone. It didn't have to go viral. You could have respected the man, as a U.S. citizen over which ICE does not have jurisdiction, as a mayor. And the thing that, that I think people are missing here, or maybe they're not missing it, but which I'd like to hear more emphasis on, I really don't think this is the last time we're going to see a black elected arrested by this administration under faulty premises, under fraudulent pretenses, to say you're trespassing while coming to greet elected members of Congress who are doing their job. Now, this is crazy. The Department of Homeland Security over the weekend tweets at my brother saying that, claiming that he is in violation of law and that members of Congress attacked Homeland Security. Okay, you can see on the tape Representative Menendez barely bumping this ICE agent in the middle of chaos. And now they're saying they might press charges. Representative Rob Menendez, Bonnie Watson-Coleman, and LaMonica McIver, who were there trying to look at that ICE facility, over which they have jurisdiction. That is their state. It's the Delaney Hall Detention Center. And they're saying that Representative Coleman, who's 80 years old, 80, was a threat to these armed ICE agents. Make it make sense. They're saying members of Congress stormed the gate and broke into a detention center. First of all, that's a lie. And second of all, if you're armed, bulletproof vested ICE agents who are rolling deep cannot stop an 80-year-old member of Congress, you need to rethink your entire agency. And then my brother, the mayor, tweeted back, yes, check the tape. The aggression was from the people in masks, hiding their identity, and the whole world has seen it. Manufactured truth is still not truth. There has to be something incredibly wrong with lying on Mother's Day. I'm laughing because, throw that in there. You're lying on your mama. But the fact of the matter is the misinformation, disinformation army has already started. I posted something on my TikTok talking about this yesterday. It's DiPrima Radio, same as my Instagram and my YouTube and all that. I'll probably post it on Instagram today talking about what happened. And there's already a whole bunch of trolls on there telling me that my brother broke the law or that he was trying to break prisoners out. Just all kinds of made up stuff. No matter how you feel about migrants, no matter how you feel about people being snatched off the streets by masked persons who don't identify themselves in a democratic republic, no matter how you feel about the border, I believe we should be concerned about the idea of masked law enforcement snatching up American citizens off the street and holding them in custody. If they'll do this to the mayor of a major city, what are they going to do to you or me or someone who actually is a migrant? They held him in federal custody until a judge at an emergency hearing at night ordered his immediate release. That's crazy. That's just crazy. And I would not be surprised to see more of this. They'll use the excuse that it's a sanctuary city. They'll use the excuse of trespassing, an 80-year-old supposedly body slamming a person. Actually, I don't think, it was the 80-year-old. It was Menendez. But nevertheless, there's no body slamming going on. These are alternative facts. And I'm happy to see how many people showed up, stood in solidarity with my brother, demanding his release. I'm happy to see how many people are lobbying the president, the Congress. And by the way, Ras Baraka is the mayor of Newark. He's running for governor. He's actually polling very well right now. But it's my hope that despite the fact that this was totally outrageous, unconstitutional, and illegal, that they will F around and make my brother win that primary. That's what I'm hoping. Fred from L.A., you have the mic.
Hello, Dominique. You must have knew what I was going to call about, the mayor of Newark, New Jersey. I heard him this morning on CNN, and Sider is her last name, I think. Sarah Sider interviewed him. Okay, I got my talking points. Due process. He talked about the Fourth and the Fifth Amendment was being violated, and he talked about due process. Okay, when it comes to immigration, you have two sides of it. You have if you cross the border and you're just a simple illegal immigrant, that's civil law. A civil due process is a much lower standard than criminal due process. I've been on jury duty 6 times, 4 criminal.
Well, my brother's not an immigrant. My brother is a U.S. citizen and the mayor of the city in which he was snatched up. That's what I was talking about, Fred. That's exactly what I was talking about.
I'm talking about him, but yeah, okay, I understand that. He can't be snatched up and thrown out of the country.
They just did it. They just they didn't throw
out of the country.
No, they haven't. They can't get away with it, but they did snatch him up. That's a problem.
Well, can I get to that?
You can after News, Traffic, and Sports on KBLA Talk 1580.
Say the quiet part out loud. KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Demetrius Haley, not guilty.
and 2 additional verdicts echoed the same following the acquittals in a black man, Tyree Nichols' death. Now Nichols' family is moving forward with a $550 million civil lawsuit against the city of Memphis, the police chief, and 5 officers. The trial is set for July 2026, and attorneys say it's about accountability. The Department of Justice is investigating Black New York Attorney General Letitia James for alleged mortgage fraud following a request from the Federal Housing Finance Agency. James has led lawsuits against both Trump administrations and won a case last year over falsified business records. And Golden State's Draymond Green is getting a warning letter from the NBA after picking up his 5th technical foul of the playoffs. He spoke out against being labeled a, quote, angry black man, end quote, for his intensity on the court. Get BIN News now on demand 24/7 on the iHeartRadio app.
Are you sick of drying, chlorinated water in your home? At LifeSource, they believe your health, your skin, and your hair deserve better. Enjoy delicious, clean water from every tap with a LifeSource water system. Call 1-800-WATER-99 or visit lifesourcewater.com.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
The Dodgers are back in first place in the NL West after an 8-1 win Sunday at Arizona. The win capped a 6-4 road trip. The Dodgers lead San Diego by a game. NBA playoff action resumes tonight with 2 Game 4s. Boston is at New York. The Knicks have a 2-1 lead in the best of 7. Golden State is at home against Minnesota. Minnesota is up 2-1. Golden State guard Steph Curry will be evaluated Wednesday to see where he is in his recovery from a strained hamstring. Howard and Jackson State earned automatic bids to the NCAA women's softball tournament. Howard won the MEAC championship. Jackson State claimed the SWAC title. Both HBCU teams will be number 4 seeds in their regional. Cleveland Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski said Shedeur Sanders did nice work during the team's minicamp for rookies. The camp ended Sunday. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
We asked seniors how to prevent Medicare scams.
My best advice, if you get a phone call, do not talk to the person. These people are well-trained. Don't talk to them.
They don't know me. They're just trying to scam me.
Don't be fooled. Hang up. Just hang up.
Never give out your Medicare number.
They're going to get your number to put in a false claim.
If I get a call from someone, I don't pick up the phone. And should I pick up the phone and they ask for information, then I hang up.
How do you detect Medicare fraud?
Just like I check my credit card statements, I check my Medicare statements monthly.
Scammers can get a hold of your number, order medical devices through your account, and you're not even going to know about it if you don't look at your statement.
Check your statement every month.
If you get your statement and you see something that you know you did not have done, you report it.
Call your senior Medicare Patrol.
To report Medicare fraud, call the Senior Medicare Patrol at 855-613-7080.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
Imagine a Los Angeles where everyone can thrive, where communities have access to the resources they need to succeed. That's the vision of Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. They're dedicated to improving life in LA County by providing educational support, employment assistance, and spaces for community engagement. By 2050, they want LA to be the best place to connect, create, learn, live, and play. They're working toward an education system that's well-resourced and culturally responsive, becoming a hub for artists and innovators, and making sure everyone has access to healthy food, quality healthcare, and safe housing. It's about building a future where we all have the chance to succeed. We invite you to learn more about their mission and get involved with Detours Mentoring Group, Inc. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the
perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40 and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-729-7070. That's 1-800-729-7070. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. That's 1-800-729-7070. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
We're not for everybody, but we're for everybody. You're listening to KBLA Talk 1580.
All right, Fred, our independent, that has air quotes around it, friend is on the phone. He was calling to talk smack about what happened with ICE, the immigration enforcement, and my brother, Ras Baraka, who is the mayor of Newark, New Jersey. I was talking to someone over the weekend, and she thought I meant brother like, another brother, not blood brother, as in we share the same DNA. No, I mean, we share the same DNA, and it's stressful because I just don't like to see anybody, but especially not someone as effective as my brother, the mayor of Newark, and hopefully soon to be the governor of New Jersey, in federal custody. So go ahead and land for me, Fred.
Okay, thank you so much. Now, back to immigration law is federal law. Delaney Hall is acting as agent for the federal government. I suggest the mayor...
It's a private prison. It's not a federal prison. It's a private prison.
I understand that, but they're acting as agent for the federal government. Now, the supremacy clause applies here, and I think the mayor needs to read it if he already hasn't.
Pretty sure he has, sir.
He ordered the local fire department, this is his words, building and safety, and he wants a certificate of occupancy. Again, he should defer to the supremacy clause. And lastly...
So what you're saying, Fred, is that private businesses can come into cities and they don't have to comply with local ordinances and permitting? That is just simply not true.
Well, you look behind the scenes. If they're under contract for the federal government, they're acting as agents. Now, lastly...
Oh, well, we'll leave that to the courts. Luckily, you're not a judge, Fred.
No, just a juror. No, lastly, those two women that came there that set this whole thing up, that were a part of it, they heard him say they were already inside, and then they called him, and he had been coming there for a week trying to get...
Bye, Fred. You're speculating. You cannot come on my show and just make stuff up. Okay, no, you don't know who set up anything. You're making stuff up, and you're spinning it to your interpretation. Thank you for calling. Talk with you another day. You're not going to speak on my brother like that. We're not doing that, because you'll have me up here cussing on the radio. Paul from L.A., you have the mic.
Hey, Dominique. That's crazy to hear what I just heard. I knew that was going to happen, too. But, I was going to make sure that...
He said, I knew that was going to happen. I mean, look, I'm not afraid of people. I try to give people access, but you're not going to lie on my family on my show. Like, that's not what we're doing. Sorry, go ahead.
I just thought that, like I said, that's a real sensitive situation. I was watching from afar. I didn't want to bombard you because I know a lot of people were, but like I said, prayers going out to you and your fam, because they did that. That was intentionally done for a reason, to a mayor that is elected official that basically went for oversight, which they're supposed to do. And they seen, and a call came in and said, hey, we're going to send a message. And that's what that was overall. That we're not dealing with due process anymore. We're dealing with basically fear tactics at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's right. I think that's the main reason that we're seeing these things happen, and they always just so happen to be on tape.
Right. And that's on purpose. Remember, this is all theater. The whole tariff thing that he's doing now, when he's talking to markets and everything like that, that is all theater, people. But I want to follow up on the conversation that you had last hour. That was an amazing conversation with you two queens. I thought that was amazing.
Thank you.
I just want to throw another kind of like wrinkle, but another side of it that we seem to we may overlook as people, especially black people, not just in the country, but throughout the world. But speaking specifically to here in this country, we have dealt with over 250 years of slavery and then followed by over 150 years of Jim Crow. We are dealing with generational trauma that has directly happened to us and our people here. And in reality, like, before we do anything else, we gotta circle the wagons and come back together and understand, both for black men and black women, that we have been not only devastated, but we have been hurt in a lot of ways. We can always talk financials and everything like that, but until we get to the heart of the situation, that we are out here hurting, I think that's where we need to begin, and that's just my opinion.
The heart of financials. You know, Paul, we can do two things at once, I think. I agree. You know, I'm not disagreeing with you. I just think that when we say it's all financial and we leave out the justice piece, that's a problem too. Yeah, I believe, trust me, we've always, sometimes I think we mix our resiliency with what's right and wrong. In reality, we've known, even going far back to Civil War, what happened with the Field Order 15 with that, what happened with assassinating Abraham Lincoln, and then Johnson coming in and reversing what was promised to the black soldiers in that war. Just throughout history, like, what has happened to us. In reality, we only talk about the war on drugs in our community, and how that surveillance and over-policing of our community and what it did discriminately to black men, the affirmative action in the state of California, the impact that had directly on black men. Our sisters went out here and got educated, and I salute every black woman out here that's been educated. But I will also say this country has hampered our black women with some of the most student loans that people don't pay attention to. So this country has done a lot of damage to us. Yeah, we just seem to forget that. Well, and here's the thing about that point with the student loans, is about to get a lot worse, because they're going full predatory lender on those student loans with this new administration.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't know that, and it is important to, and I reiterate this, I know you got callers, people, black independent media is where our eyes and ears need to be. Get off of their stuff. Everything that they're pushing right now is all theatrics. It's poisonous and it's cancerous to our community. We watch, and we've talked about this, Nielsen reports we watch more TV than any other race.
Yeah.
But what we're watching is what they're feeding us. And they push out narratives that are not the truth. As a people, we have, from the 60s and 70s, over 50% of black people were living in poverty. That number has fallen down to 17%. That doesn't mean we don't have work to do, but don't believe in the false narratives that they push. And it reminds me of the movie Sinners. And I'm not going to spoil anything for anybody, but how whiteness, but how whiteness was a culture, was a vamping of our culture, and that's happening in real time today.
Yeah, I think that's right, and I also think that is part of the reason why we're having trouble. I understand there's lots of reasons for the education gap, including, poverty, 12 generations of our ancestors working without pay, the fact that it was illegal for us to learn. But I think that TV thing is part of it too. We watch more than anybody. We watch more. And if you look at it, who's second in watching the most TV? Latinos. Who's third? White folks. Who's last? Asian people. Now, take that and match it up with educational outcomes. And, I'm not saying there's a causal, determination, but there's definitely a correlation there.
Yes. Remember the Nixon administration ran a straight campaign on white hippies, marijuana, and heroin black people. The Reagan administration ran a campaign on defunding mental institutions in communities that of people that look like me and you. I just think the answer and the solution to the situation is, and that's why I totally agree with the conversation last hour, is us circling the wagons, us educating our own. Maybe we got to bring back Saturday classes. Everybody has a civic duty in our communities to make sure that we're not only planting the seeds for the next generation, but we're nurturing and growing it also. Thank you, Dominique.
Thank you, Paulie. I know that Twitter is cesspool. Let's put it that way. It's a cesspool. And they've been, pretty soon I'll be off of it, whether I get off of it ever on my own or not, because ever since Elon bought it, my number of followers has been steadily dropping. I think a lot of it is because they are leaving the app and going to other apps. But some of it is because they, they're just taking me off the app slowly but surely. That's fine. But even for Twitter, with its main audience, I'm shocked at what I'm reading. And even on my TikTok, the number of people who are, and Fred calling here, defending the arrest of a Black American man by ICE on flimsy pretenses. It's just mind-blowing. It's just mind-blowing to me. I think I have to remember that's very online. It's probably not how most people feel. You look at how people showed up and protested on his behalf. Look at how the Democratic Party is standing behind Ras Baraka, my brother, which, I hope even in our chat here on KBLA, somebody's saying my brother, F around and find out. No. When somebody, in this case, a federal agency, ICE, violates the Constitution and the law to arrest a sitting elected official, that's not him effing around and finding out. That's us, America, effing around and finding out that our democratic republic is taking an authoritarian turn, a fascist turn. Okay. Get in there and defend it all you want. Who cares what color he is, says Ray Soldier. I do. We're unapologetically black. We don't black down. We're blackity black and we stand with black, yes. Yes, we're for the human race. But clearly, we've been talking about Black Americans being caught up with ICE. My brother's not the first Black American to be harassed or bothered by them, but the first elected, and I think we'll see more of that. That is definitionally problematic. And they didn't hem him up for flexing. They violated the law because he was trying to hold them to account for the city which he has been elected repeatedly to lead. He was doing what elected officials are supposed to do, which is standing up for his city and his constituency. That's exactly what he was doing. He was doing what I wish more Democrats would do. Grow a backbone and stand up for their constituents, for their cities, for our Constitution, for the law of the land. If you think it's fine for masked and unidentified so-called law enforcement to go around snatching up U.S. citizens, what do you believe in? What are you supporting? What is that? Fascism, authoritarianism, dictatorship? What's the rationale behind that? What's the end game? And what I see is a very partisan tilt. I get that, in the sense that you don't care about the Constitution and all that. I know it sounds sort of like a lot of platitudes, but this is the classic scenario where it's you don't care about it until it happens to you, or your mayor, or your congressperson. The fact that Homeland Security is threatening sitting members of Congress is insane. That is authoritarianism. Are we in El Salvador right now? Have we just turned over our country to them? What is actually happening right now? And for me, the point that that's not a problem for you, says more about you than it says about the mayor of Newark, New Jersey, or me. It says more about you and where you're coming from. Just like these Twitter comments where people are saying they're watching the same tape I'm watching and saying that an 80-year-old woman stormed ICE agents that go into a detention center. Whoa, misinformation now extends to your own eyeballs and your ability to perceive and see things. Yeah, and even, the spin is insane. The spin is insane. Let's go. We'll take your phone calls when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
I feel so alone.
I'm embarrassed to talk about it.
How can I help my kid if I can't help myself?
I can't remember when I wasn't stressed.
I don't like
inside.
When you feel overwhelmed by your thoughts and emotions, it's okay to get help. You are not alone. CalHope is here for you with free, safe, and confidential mental health resources for youth, young adults, families, and you. Find support now at calhope.org.
Nearly 7 million Americans aged 65 and older are living with Alzheimer's disease or AD. But did you know that Black adults aged 65 and older are twice as likely as white adults to develop AD? You may be able to reduce your risk by managing conditions like diabetes and high blood pressure, being physically active, eating healthy, and exercising your mind. To learn more about AD, the importance of early diagnosis and intervention, and a potential treatment option, visit treatalzearly.com. That's treatalzearly.com. This message is brought to you by AZI.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Hi, I'm Zoe Williams, a.k.a. the Voice of Reason, encouraging you to join me weekdays from 7 to 9 p.m. for the world's most intriguing relationship radio roundtable. Every night, I facilitate and encourage our loyal listeners to participate in the most engaging relationship discussions you'll hear anywhere. So make it a point to rendezvous with me, Zoe Williams, the Voice of Reason, Monday through Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Trust me, your relationships will never be the same. The VOR is on fire tonight.
Unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We've got your black.
Hear that? That's the sound of your life. Perfectly imperfect. Beating in rhythm to the world you've created. But every time you drive after drinking, the music gets drowned out. Your life sounds pretty great. Don't let a buzz ruin it. Buzz driving is drunk driving. Don't drive buzzed. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where everybody is somebody and nobody is a stranger. You belong here.
You do, and I'm glad that you're here. 800-920-1580. Boy, I guess the MAGA trolls have discovered KBLA, and I guess that's good. It means the word's getting around. Tell a friend. You can be that African you love to hate. Fahima from D.C. is on the phone. Good morning, Queen.
Habara Johnny and K. Pasta Dominique, how are you today?
I'm blessed. How are you?
Well, I'm frustrated. I just got through fighting with someone on Twitter who put out this misinformation that this detention center was housing immigrants under the Obama administration, and nobody said anything. This GEO group, as I think I sent you an article about the contracts that this Homeland Security and this administration was giving the GEO groups to open up these detention centers. And you may remember, this is the kind of thing that they did when he was in office before. They were separating children, right, deporting their parents, and they were bustling children around the country in the middle of the night in these detention centers. People are just spreading misinformation and disinformation. And it really is pissing me off because people are gullible and they're believing things that are not true. Just use some darn common sense. The GEO group is not the federal government. They have a contract and they do not have, in fact, well, I don't have to tell you, I'm sure you've spoken with your brother, they don't even have the proper permits, and
Right.
that was the fundamental issue.
I mean, I keep
this is
saying
just-
that, but people keep saying, oh, like Fred, oh, they're an agent of the federal. If you're a private business, you have to comply with the law.
Exactly. And I reached out to you over the weekend. That person, Joe Brown, was spreading misinformation. I mean, seriously false information about your family. I didn't send you the video, but I may send it later on. But it's just outrageous how gullible people are, and they believe anything. Do your own research. You have this computer in the palm of your hand. Use it to get information.
Yeah, you sent me
That's
that
all I
when I
wanted
was
to say.
on stage, I think, probably. Oh, shoot. Okay. You know what, Fahima, I appreciate the call. We've got the mayor on the phone right now, Ras Baraka, mayor of Newark, New Jersey, a.k.a. my brother. Good morning, sir.
Hey, what's going on, Dominique? How are you?
I'm blessed. How you doing?
Okay, pushing over here.
I know it's insane. I'm really just really proud of you. I think you're doing an amazing job. In the middle of, and we were just talking about these attacks. Now here comes the dis and misinformation. What do we need to make sure people know?
Well, the Congress people first have a right to come over there and do oversight. That's what they were doing. They were waiting on the Homeland Security to come and give them a tour. I wasn't over there. None of anybody was over there protesting. I went there because I got invited by them to come there to do a press conference at 1:30 once they finished their tour. In fact, we are in dispute with GEO, the private prison. We've been in dispute with them for about a month now. We go there every morning, give them a citation, and we leave. If I wanted to bust in a place, I would have did it then. It was a very peaceful afternoon until Homeland Security officers came there. I mean, ICE was there from the very beginning, but the Homeland Security, I should say, supervisors showed up and escalated it. Actually, the special agent in charge, Ricky Patel, who is a special agent in charge of Homeland Security investigations, came and targeted me and arrested me and nobody else. And if he got orders to do that, it had to come from high up, because how can the person in charge get orders from anybody else but somebody above him to do that? And that's what he did. He came there, escalated it. The Congress people tried to surround me so they couldn't arrest me. I made a decision that, it didn't need to go further than that. And, I got arrested and taken away from the scene.
With Homeland Security tweeting at you, does that mean, like, what are you facing in the days and months ahead? Do we know in terms of charges or further follow-up actions?
Yeah. Well, they already charged me. They arrested me. They charged me with federal trespass, Class C misdemeanor charge, which the maximum is 30 days in jail, $400, $500 fine. I have to go to court May 15th. Physical appearance in person at the federal building, I believe, because they're going through with this whole thing. That's what's happening.
But you don't see anything beyond that.
No, I mean, they've been threatening to arrest Congress people.
Yeah, I saw
who were
that.
there. The Congress people that were there. I mean, it's silly. I mean, the other woman got on there and just fabricated all kinds of stuff, saying Congress people slammed. I'm an 80-year-old Congresswoman. She slammed the ICE agent. Like, come on. This is, like, insane that we bombarded the place, that we bust our way in. None of that is even remotely true. And, not only are we going to prevail because these videos are going to come out clearly, I mean, these people, you're going to have to pay for these comments that they're making all over the press.
Yeah. And people that want to support, I mean, I've had so many people calling and DMing and everybody, ones that aren't trolls, trying to stand with you and with our family. Right. What can they do?
Well, I mean, May 15th, I mean, if you can, if you know people that could show up to the court case, we'd be glad to have people there on the 15th. I mean, we need as much support as we can get. You can go to we're going to be posting stuff on our website, rasforgovernor.com. You could go there and look at information and support us in the things that we're doing that way. But spread the word and let people know the truth. The videos are coming out, and you can share those so people can see what really happened there. So we can't allow these people to hide behind these veiled threats and lies.
Yeah, well, I had a friend who lives in Mexico call me and say she saw the video and immediately sent a check to your campaign. So that's me, not the not the future governor speaking, but that's always a great way to help too.
Right.
How is the campaign going? How it seems like this is also meant to take your time away and distract you from trying to get elected.
Yeah, this is the last leg. I mean, June 10th is the actual election day, so we still out here. Mitty got guys on the ground. Ladies on the ground, we're knocking on doors. We're doing what we need to do to win this election. And by God's grace, we're going to pull this off June 10th.
Well, I'm super very happy that you're okay. And I just try not to cuss people out on the air when they call with mis and disinformation.
Right.
So thank you for setting the record straight.
Yeah. I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right. Be safe.
All right.
Ras Baraka for governor. We have Meech coming up next hour. Meech Ship should be quite a conversation. KBLA Talk 1580.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton with BIN News Now.
We, the jury, find the defendant, Demetrius Haley, not guilty.
And 2 additional verdicts echoed the same following the acquittals in a black man, Tyree Nichols.